Good evening. It's May 11th, 2025, Sunday, and it's another Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, yeah.
Yeah, another Mother's Day. How long were you married for, Mr. Jeckovich?
How what?
How long were you married for?
Am I married for?
How long were you married for?
69.
69 years, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Jeckovich was married to Delphine Stulack Jeckovich. An interesting side note, Mr. Jeckovich proposed to Delphine in the Basilica, Roman Catholic Basilica in Tonawanda, New York. She accepted your marriage proposal. At that time, you gave her engagement ring, and then you went up to the altar of the Catholic Basilica, and you said a short prayer asking the Lord to give you a long and happy marriage. How did that work out?
69 years.
Prayers answered. Prayers answered. Mr. Jeckovich's wife passed away in August 14th of 2020. August 14th of 2020. And about a month after she passed away, we found a note that she wrote maybe 6 months or a year before her passing. It's titled as Delphine Jeckovich. It says, "Do not stand by my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am a thousand winds that blow. I am the diamond glint on the snow in Niagara Falls, in the Niagara Falls winter. I am the sunlight on a ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn. I am the gentle autumn rain at Bowman Lake State Park. When you awake in the morning hush, I am the swift upflinging rush of the quiet swans surrounding and swimming in Chitola Lake." Now, didn't your wife love the swans in Chitola Lake?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. She even put them in her last letter. "I am a soft star shine at night. Do not stand by my grave and cry. I, Delphine Jeckovich, am not there. I did not die. I, Delphine Jeckovich, now live with the risen Lord. Goodbye for now. With love, Delphine Jeckovich. Eternal rest grant unto Delphine Jeckovich, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon Delphine Stulack Jeckovich. May Delphine's soul, through the mercy of God, rest in peace and eternity. Delphine was not just a mother, but she was everyone's best friend. She will be greatly missed, but we'll see her again." Now, wasn't that interesting? Delphine, your wife, she had no strangers. Everyone she met was a friend.
Yeah.
She got along with everybody.
Yeah.
So that's a lovely note we found several months after Delphine passed away. And I think it sums up that she was a very kind-hearted, wonderful person, a great mother, and a great wife. And that note I thought we'd share with the viewers, and we did. So if you have any text or comments about your family, we'd love to hear them at 407-366-0000. Any comments you might have. By the way, Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift." Yeah. Today is a gift. Mr. Jeckovich during World War II was frontline combat. He wasn't any rear echelon. And during World War II, Mr. Jeckovich was beat up, shot by a sniper, stabbed, bombed, trench foot, frostbite.
Lost a hip.
Okay, lost a hip. The frostbite still bothers him every day.
It bothered me today. It bothered
Every
me
day. 80 years later, he's still in miserable pain from frostbite, and he still has metal in his leg from a dirty bomb that hit him. And by the way, when Mr. Jeckovich left the service, he left as highly decorated with a Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart, Army Good Conduct Medal, American Campaign Medal, a European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal with 3 Bronze Service Stars, a World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with Germany clasp, a Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge with carbine pistol and machine gun bars, Marksman Badge with rifle bar, and Honorable Service lapel button marked as World War II. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. When you enlisted, excuse me, not enlisted, you did not enlist. When you were drafted into World War II, your weight was 187 pounds. How much are you now?
151.
You got a lot of catching up to do. But one good thing, your 2 uniforms from World War II will still fit very loosely. That's pretty cool. Well, we're reading Mr. Jeckovich's book titled Their Mother's Sons. What appropriate time during Mother's Day. And this book takes Mr. Jeckovich from his age 11 when he started taking care of his mother and to her demise at her age of 89. A lot of interesting facets in this book. And we're on the second time around. There's over 500 podcasts now, I believe. And we're on the second time around the book, Chapter 6, Home on Furlough and Farewell to Anne. So before I can open up the laptop to read your book,
23 minutes.
I'll need your dog tag number.
42965.
Yeah, that opens up the laptop. But an interesting fact, now that we're speaking of your wife, Delphine Stulack Jeckovich, it was interesting. One of the things we always joke about, how the realtors were unable to sell your house. And Delphine did. Tell us that story.
She was at the grocery store, the guy was talking about buying a house, and she said, I got a house for sale.
Yeah.
And she
And he
sold the
came.
house.
And she sold it for full price.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What realtors couldn't do, Delphine did. Delphine also worked with you at the laundromat, right?
No, not much.
What did she do at the laundromat you owned?
Well, she talks to the people. She's good with public relations.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. She was good with public relations and you were good with the labor.
Yeah.
Tell us this interesting story when you had your wife come down a couple days a week to do the laundry of the household. How did you prepare that?
Well, all the washers are numbered. I got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 sterilized, and you can use them. I got do not charge tags on them. Take the tags off and use them.
Okay, so you would sterilize 4 or 5 washers and dryers, and then you put a tag on them like they're out of order or something, and then you get that payphone there in the laundromat, and you would say, hey, get down here and do the wash. We got some spotless washers and dryers.
Yeah.
So that worked out nice. That worked
But at
out.
that time you could do it. You couldn't do it today.
Why not?
But the culture is different.
Culture's different, yeah.
Yeah.
But I see on advertisements all the time where people are trying to sell or motivate others to open up a laundromat.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But how much did a dryer cost back then?
How much the dryer would cost?
A dryer, to buy a physical coin-operated dryer back then.
About $1,500.
Now they're 16 and 17,000.
Yeah.
How could they make it?
Yeah.
How could they make it? And what did you charge for a dryer?
Dryer 10 cents a minute. 10 cents in 10 minutes.
And that gave plenty of time to dry.
Well, they did. Those clothes with the dryer were cold. We had that zip thing there. We put it in there with high velocity speed on it. The speed would almost dry that food.
So that was the extractor.
Yeah.
How much did that cost?
That was probably $2,500.
No, I mean, how much it cost to use?
10 cents,
And how much did it cost to wash?
25 cents.
And let me just try to understand this. Back in the day, the water was extremely hard water with many chemicals. So what you did is you put water softeners.
Yeah.
And the people just couldn't get used to,
I had soft water on. I said, don't put too much soap if the water is soft.
because the water's soft, it'll multiply the soap you put in there,
Yeah.
probably by 10.
Yeah,
So that was the biggest adjustment people had to make,
yeah.
correct? That was the biggest adjustment. But on Mother's Day, we should talk about how your mother, Anna Targus Jeckovich, got along with your wife, Delphine Stulack, because that's a very important part.
Oh, they were like 2 peas in a pod. That was the best thing I had my mother.
2 peas in your pod.
And then when Delphine learned how to drive, my mother grabbed her for everything.
So when you first got married, Delphine didn't have a driver's license.
No,
Who taught her how to drive?
I did.
And was that on an automatic or a manual?
Manual.
I see.
That was a Volkswagen.
A Volkswagen, okay.
Yeah.
And so, did she pass her road test first time around?
Yeah, she did. She was lucky.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then you lived upstairs and your mother lived downstairs. And right off the bat, they hit it off perfectly
Oh,
well. And Delphine would be great company for your mother. They'd go down for tea or coffee.
And at night she come up, stay up with my mother, watch TV till 10 o'clock, and they come running upstairs.
Oh, that's so nice.
My mother would go to bed then.
That's so nice. But during the weekday, your wife, Delphine, took your mother all over the place in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what kind of places they went.
They usually went to Canada. They like Canada.
They like Canada. I guess everyone likes Canada. But tell us, what would they go to Canada for?
For the food, for the meat, they thought the meat was better in Canada than more in the States.
Did you think that?
Pardon?
Did you think the same?
Well, I thought it was good, yeah.
Yeah. And then they went to all the supermarkets there, or just a meat store?
Over in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, they go shopping. They go 5 and dime stores, Kresge's.
So all the stores.
Yeah,
And the Niagara Falls, Ontario, Clifton Hill area?
yeah.
And so your mother loved Delphine and taking her everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Took her everywhere, right up into her last days. That's a nice story, how the two got along so well.
Well, my mother was lonely, and that was the best thing for my mother.
Best thing for your mother's right, yeah. And how was it during Christmas and Thanksgiving at your house with your mother? How'd that go?
Well, they would spend a week ahead of time getting ready for Christmas, fooding and everything else, decorating and
And
everything.
where'd they have that?
At home, at the house.
Well, what part, upstairs or downstairs?
They have it downstairs, yeah.
And your mother prepared everything?
Yeah, and Delphine was helping her, yeah.
And then, what type of relatives came over during Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Well, my Uncle Andy came over. No, Uncle Andy didn't come over. The only one that came over was Aunt Bernice and Aunt Sophie.
And they got along great with your mother?
Well, they talked about it. Well, we didn't see them that often.
But they only lived across the way though, right?
No, across High Park.
Yeah, across the way. And then, did your brothers or sisters come over for the festivities?
Oh, Looky was home. I don't Looky was wandering around.
How about when he was married, did he come over?
Looky?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd come over to Adeline, but Adeline insisted on smoking, and my mother said, do that smoke out of the doors.
And how'd that go?
That didn't go. She still smoked.
And what did she say about this?
Well, Mother, I have to smoke. I have to smoke.
And what'd your mother say?
Well, she said, well, you could smoke outside. She wouldn't go outside and smoke.
And didn't your Uncle Charlie smoke in the house too?
No, he didn't. No, not that cigar. Not with that cigar.
Yeah, wow. And so, did the other sisters and sister-in-laws participate in the festivities?
Oh, for Christmas and oh yeah,
The other relatives do work.
yeah.
And then what ones came? Your two brothers?
Stevie would come. Looky was. You didn't know where he was at.
Okay. But Stevie would come with who?
Yeah, Stevie and Millie. And my
what's
mother didn't
kids?
like them.
Why didn't she?
Well, Millie was mother this, mother that.
So they didn't hit it off well?
Oh no.
Where did all your relatives stay when they came from out of
They
town?
stayed downstairs with my mother.
I see. Did they ever stay upstairs with you?
No.
Did your mother's mother and father ever come during that time?
My mother and father?
No, your wife's mother and father. Did they ever come to join in Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Oh yeah, they come and they stay for a while, yeah.
That was nice. And how about your Uncle Johnny? Did he come?
He would come once in a while, not as much as Andy. Uncle Andy came more.
So you got along with Uncle Andy better than you did Uncle Johnny?
Well, yeah, well, I worked with him and everything else, yeah.
But they were just two brothers, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering if your Uncle Andy and Uncle Johnny, which are two brothers, I wonder if they got along with each other.
Oh, yeah.
They did?
Well, they lived on the same street.
So they did get along?
Opposite end of the street, yeah.
And what happened to Uncle Andy? How did he leave this earth?
How did he what?
How did Uncle Andy die?
Old age.
Old age? How old was he?
I think it was 89. He just built a house in where was that suburb?
LaSalle?
Yeah, LaSalle.
And that was it?
Yeah.
How did Uncle Johnny die?
And a motorcycle accident.
Ah.
He loved that motorcycle.
But wasn't he in his 80s also?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he should have been on a motorcycle in his
Yeah,
80s,
it was
right?
bad. Yeah, it was bad, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, especially today. Maybe back then it was a little calmer, but today you'd have to be crazy to get on a motorcycle in the street.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
13.
So your mother and Delphine went to all different places.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They go to Buffalo all over.
Yeah.
Canmore,
Uh-huh.
Tonawanda.
When you first got married, was Delphine an excellent cook?
No, she couldn't cook at all.
So what'd you do? Send her to
I told my
cooking?
mother, I said, Mother, get a hold of Delphine. She's trying to cook. She's killing me.
And how did all that turn
Oh,
out?
she's a good student. She picked up fast. Yeah, she's a good cook. She used to cook for all holidays then.
Yeah, yeah. And what was her favorite dishes?
Stuffed cabbage.
Oh, yeah. How about those rolls you said you...
Well, my mother made the rolls. They were beautiful rolls.
Yeah.
You could smell the whole house up.
It was nice then, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Back then, where would you get your Christmas trees at?
We went out and the farmer got them.
I see. And how much were Christmas trees back then?
Probably $25.
I see. I see. Did you have a four-wheel drive truck?
No.
Do you remember putting Christmas trees on top of your Volkswagen?
Yeah, put a rope around it through the windows. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember decorating that house on Orleans Avenue with bulbs outside?
Oh yeah. Every year, yeah.
Wasn't that a two-story house?
Yeah.
Wasn't that difficult to get to the...
Well, I was afraid of ladders when I was then. I was with Neville.
So you weren't afraid of ladders?
Yeah.
But didn't you decorate your house in Florida still up to the age of 96?
Yeah.
Wasn't that pretty shaky? Up on a ladder at 96?
No, I was doing good until
You're pretty steady.
No.
You're pretty steady, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow. That is absolutely amazing. How many years have you been retired for?
1980.
Wow.
So
we've been retired for 45 years?
Yeah, I just walked out of Kimberly. I said, I had it with you guys. I go, I'm going.
You had enough?
Yeah. Put a Chelton, that was it.
Uh-huh. And you worked there right out of World War II, and you worked there for 35 years, right?
Yeah.
Kinley was a nasty old company to work for. They did a fancy legal maneuver which wasn't humane, and they screwed all the World War II
Pensions,
vets.
yeah, no pensions or nothing.
Yeah, They screwed all the World War II vets.
NITEC took over.
Yeah, it was legal procedures what they did, selling it to a company in Canada, bringing it back, filing bankruptcy. So it wasn't humane, but it was borderline legal, and they screwed every World War II vet that ever worked there right after the end of the war. Horrible situation. But you went from World War II in the Battle of Bulge, where the temperature was the coldest winter of record, 30 below in most cases, and then you went right to Kimberly-Clark, and what were the temperatures like there?
They were hot. No, you had places a mile long. The dryers were hot to heat that paper up there that goes through the system.
What kind of temperatures?
I'd say 120, 130.
35 years of working at Kimberly-Clark, did your tires of your vehicle ever touch that parking lot?
Well, once in a while I go in there for my check or something.
But generally you walk there, right?
Yeah.
And what would you do during the winter?
I'd walk.
What would you do during a rainstorm?
I'd walk. I'd walk all the time.
And when on the way home at night, was there much crime at 11 or 12
No,
o'clock?
I was worried about crime. No, I got on go down the alley up to the ferry up to Niagara Street, walk across Niagara Street.
You didn't have to worry.
No, I didn't worry about it. No.
What would you think about walking in the alleys of Niagara Falls, New York now?
No, I wouldn't do it.
You've seen the pictures, right?
Yeah, well, Niagara Falls is down.
Everyone's got guns, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't take a chance today?
No, I wouldn't go there. I would never live there now. No.
You wouldn't even consider going back to visit?
No.
When you left work during most of the days, all the guys invited you over to go to the red spot, but you never went.
No.
What did they actually do in this red spot?
They would go to drink till 2 o'clock in the afternoon and go home.
And then raise hell?
Yeah. I brag about all the work they did.
Yeah.
How good they were working.
Yeah. Didn't your neighbor work with you?
He worked in the other department.
Did you and him ever walk to work together?
No.
No? Did he move his locker next to you?
Yeah, last year or two he decided to move his locker next to me.
He just wanted to be your friend or something?
No, it wasn't that.
What was it?
He figured we had a better shower accommodation than he did down there, so that's where he came up.
Okay, so it was about a better...
And the only vacant locker room was next to me.
I see. And did he talk with you much, or?
Well, we never talked at home. I never went across the street, across the fence and talked to him.
Okay.
My father used to talk to the guy across the alley all the time.
Your father did?
Yeah.
So your father talked to everybody?
Yeah.
Right? Did your mother talk to all the neighbors?
Well, no, she's kind of inhibited.
She kept to herself?
Yeah.
Now, your neighbor had a very strong Polish accent. You don't have an accent. Could you tell us the reason why?
Well, Bielicki, they talk Polish at home.
Oh, okay. What'd your father say about that?
Well, he said, we're here in America, we don't talk Russian, we don't talk Polish, we talk American.
You just speak English?
Yeah.
Minutes, please? What were they?
6.5.
I see. Did many people, what you worked with Kimberly-Clark, because Niagara Falls was a big area for Polish and Italians, did most of those speak with a broken accent there? When you worked
In
there?
Kimberly?
Yeah.
Well, some of them, some did what we did, they spoke English at home.
Okay.
But the ones that didn't, they got caught with an accent.
But it's ironic that you spoke English at home, but you delivered 156 Polish newspapers a day.
Gina Lasinski, yeah.
What was it called?
Gina Lasinski.
Yeah, and every one of those people were from Poland, right?
Yeah.
All your subscribers or customers.
Yeah.
Did they pay you well?
They threw it around once in a while. Saturday was day to collect. They say, well, I paid you. You didn't pay me. I'll be back Monday and get the money.
So you're only like 10 or 11 then, right?
Yeah.
And they still want to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
But Polish people have a good reputation for making delicious dishes. When you went into their houses, did they smell really delicious?
Yeah.
It was all good.
Yeah.
Was it like kishka and tripe?
Not tripe so much as roast beefs, sirloin steaks,
How about brains?
bacon cakes, rolls.
How about brains?
Brains, they had brains, but they juiced it up.
Did he also offer you to come in for dinner?
Downstairs?
No, the customers you had with the newspaper, did they ask you to?
No.
Would you have gone and ate with them?
Well, I went to one of them. I was up. What was I? It's plowing. He called me and he said, "John, come on in. It's breakfast time."
Was this a Polish person?
No, it was Italian.
Italian.
Yeah.
And so let me understand this. It's the middle of winter, and you're plowing their driveway?
I was plowing the driveway.
What kind of business do they have?
Funeral home.
Funeral home. And do you remember the name of the funeral home?
Migliazzo.
Stefano Magadino Funeral Home. So a couple big guys came up at 9 or 10 in the morning after you got done plowing, and they said, "Hey, John, come in for breakfast."
Yeah.
And then you came in, they were all eating spaghetti, right?
Big table, we're all eating spaghetti, yeah.
And the table, if I remember your description, was a long mahogany table, and there was religious articles all on the wall,
Yeah.
crucifixes, pictures of Jesus, pictures of the Virgin Mary, all type of Roman Catholic pictures of some form or another on the wall, and the head guy sat at the end table, and his name was Stefano Magadino.
Yeah.
And was he a funeral director?
Yeah.
Did he do anything else?
Well, that was his business.
He was a what?
That was his business.
Okay, but did he have any other businesses that he did?
No.
No. Did he ever have any trouble with the law?
No, I don't think so.
Stefano Magadino?
No.
Okay.
Well, half the cops there were Polish and Tigers, or Polish and Italians there
He had him
anyway.
on the payroll.
Yeah.
And so what happened then when you're sitting there trying to enjoy your spaghetti and there's like 10 big Italian guys, a little overweight, wearing suits and ties and a red bib on, and then what happened next?
Well, the guy was sitting at the front table. Somebody came in and hit him in the head with a baseball bat.
Oh, wow. And you were right there?
Yeah, well, that was the morning.
And so these guys were a legitimate funeral home?
Yeah.
And they hit someone over the head with a baseball bat?
Well, this guy wasn't. I don't think he worked for anybody. I think he didn't pay a bill or something, and they were after him. He got pissed off.
Were you worried about if your plowing job wasn't up to snuff, that you might get hit in the head?
No, I don't worry about it at all.
Interesting fact about the man you named, Stefano Magadino. He was the biggest crime boss from Toronto to New York City. And when your grandson was being born in the hospitals in Niagara Falls in 1974, Stefano Magadino was 2 floors up dying.
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
What did I say about that?
Yeah.
They come and go.
Come and go. Yeah. But they paid you well, right?
Oh, yeah.
You had no money.
No.
You had no money problems with them, right?
No.
Minutes?
Minute 10.
So they were good customers.
Yeah.
And then you plowed your neighborhoods.
Yeah. Plowed the alley.
You plowed Spolino Funeral Home.
Yeah.
They were good payers also, right?
Huh?
They were good payers also.
They didn't pay for the plow the alley.
No. I'm talking about Spolino Funeral Home. They paid you well.
Yeah.
But you plowed the alley for free, but didn't some people come out and pay you?
No.
I thought you said Lapine.
No.
Lapine?
Oh, Lapine didn't come in there. I was putting the snow on her side. I said, I'm taking it all the way down the creek now. I'm almost in the creek now.
So you're doing something free for her, and she was complaining.
Yeah.
How about Pon Hendry?
Ron Henry, well, here's another one. He said, when I plow, I got to leave a solid on both sides.
That's exactly
and
what
he
it
said,
is.
you got to shove that off now, maybe a foot. He
Yeah,
said,
it's just
now
the
you
way
got
it is.
I got to take that. I said, well, you got the whole alley plowed out.
So you plowed the whole alley for free, And you still had people complaining.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
that's-
Martha gave me $5.
Okay, that was nice.
Yeah,
Martha Belinsky?
yeah.